The other time in Ruto's government, in Uru's government, together with the deputy Ruto, kulikuwa na maneno ya mahindi, sakata ya mahindi. So hizi ni sakata ya mbolea, bado Eldoret. That is your home turf, Mr. President. What is happening? We've seen the top UN official having shown mistrust with your leadership. With the cabinet that you appointed and was sworn in, is the image of that cabinet able to lobby investors from the west or to the east? And that is why we are saying, Azimio must continue with their demonstration because the parliament has already been bought. Yes. Kwa majina naitwa Calvin Sonyango, mzaliwa wa Homa Bay, mkaji wa Nakuru County. Nilikuwa nataka niulize swali kwa serikali ambayo inatuwakilisha saizi wa Kenya Kwanza, kwamba tumejua vizuri katika katiba kwamba wakati kuna shida mahali, national disaster, kama kuna insecurity, under the National Police Service Act, there is a structure to deploy the security. North Rift, tumeona polisi wako pale, wanajeshi wako pale. Hatujui mkakati gani ambaye the ministers concerned, one Professor Kindiki na Eden Bare Duale, deploy two separate forces. We want the government to come clean because deployment of the military for local Mwananchi who is not armed or the few who are armed. First, polisi hawajasema wameshindwa na wanajeshi wamepelekwa pale. At what cost, the parliament asked, but hatukupata satisfactory answer. At what cost wamepelekwa wanajeshi pale? Kwa sababu hiyo ni ushuru ya wananchi. We want the government to take responsibility for the deployment of the military in North Rift. Na ile masaibu ambao wanaona, kwa sababu watu wanatolewa katika vijiji, hawajui mahali wanakoenda. Unaacha familia yako, unaacha your land, hujui mahali unaenda. So the government has the duty to protect the property and life of the Kenyan citizen. And the buck stops with the head of state through the cabinet that he has also appointed. We need an answer to that deployment. Two, it is now the second time in a different regime enye tunaanza kusikia maneno ya fertilizer tena. The other time in Ruto's government, in Uru's government, together with the deputy Ruto, kulikuwa na maneno ya mahindi, sakata ya mahindi. So hizi ni sakata ya mbolea, bado Eldoret. That is your home turf, Mr. President. What is happening? And that is the land that is rich in terms of production of maize growing. Eldoret, Trans Nzoia, that region. Please tell us what is happening with the 10 billion scandal for the fertilizer in Eldoret that the fourth estate has just mentioned in the newspaper. Another point, we've seen the top UN official having shown mistrust with your leadership. With the cabinet that you appointed and was sworn in, is the image of that cabinet able to lobby investors from the west or to the east? If one of the top brass UN officials have shown mistrust with your government, where are we heading to? We know in the UN Assembly there must be a debate when the debt ceiling is up in the air. Like right now, $1 is equivalent to around 150 Kenyan shillings. So if the UN government, through one of the UN representative, has shown an eyebrow over questioning of the government, meaning the legitimacy of this government is questionable. And that is why the Azimio, we are saying, open the server, we know whoever won, then Kenya to move on. If you won correctly, then we'll support you. If you didn't win, then please hand over the power. Because if UN has already pointed a finger at your government, and every decision that is going to be made at the UN Assembly, Kenya is one of the signatories, a representative. You are our representative at the UN Assembly. And they have already shown that they don't have trust in your government. Please, where are we heading to? Open the server. That is the simplest thing. In fact, even before lowering the cost of living, open the server. We know whoever won, then we give you the support. If it was you who won the election, then we will give you the support. We'll ask the opposition to support you to stop the demonstrations so that the government can continue. But if the result is the other way, please, it is not right to steal a victory. Because more miserable things will happen, like now, unknown diseases are now cropping up, schools are being closed, no salaries for the civil servant, and more are yet to come. If the server is not opened, more are yet to come. More disasters will come, short rainfall, leading to poor production in our crops, and the factories will also collapse. The investors are running away. So if we don't want to go to that corner, please, before the talks began, open for us the server. It is our right to do the election audit, because it is our taxpayers that was used to acquire the materials. We don't know what happened with the guys who are found in possession of electoral materials, the Venezuelans, because that is an election offense, being in possession of an IBC material like the stickers, and you are not an IBC official. We want the DCI, we want the police to bring the file and bring the people to book, so that we know what really happened with the Venezuelans who were found in possession with the IBC material. And also show correct goodwill to fight corruption. Is when investors will come. No investor will put resources where looting is to take place. And insecurity. Work on insecurity, no thrift, corruption that has been shown for the first, not even a year, 10 billion scandal for fertilizer. Where are we heading to? Now, the first consignment of fuel, of oil, was received by your deputy. How sure are we that it is not going to be looted? And how much tax are we still going to pay when it is when that oil is stolen from us? Please show leadership, because it is we the people, according to the Constitution, that donates the power to the executive. If it is not, the leadership is not shown, then we can use the indirect democracy. We can use the direct democracy, sorry, because we have representative. If we cannot be represented, Parliament has already been bought. Who is going to articulate issues of the common Mwananchi in Parliament? The court has already been overtaken by the executive. Where shall we lean on? Legitimacy of this government, it is in question because the common Mwananchi, the people, the electorate, do not have that confidence with the government in power. And that one has now been shown by one of the UN representatives, legitimacy, questioning the government's credibility in position. And it is in the newspaper, it is not a rumor. These are members of the fourth estate. Two, I was saying that under National Police Service Act, deployment of security is well and categorically stated under that act. Go read the National Police Service Act, the deployment. We have the Kenya Police, we have the regular police, we have the administration. If these three or those kind of units cannot make it, then there is that power that the president can use, but through requesting the parliament, through act of parliament, through the approval, because that wage bill that they are going to use for the infrastructure to facilitate the operations that are going on, It is very correct, and the Constitution tells us how that deployment should be done. You saw the Parliament summoning the CS Interior, that is Professor Kindiki, the CS for Defense, Eden Barry Duale, to show cause why the deployment of military was done in North Rift. Not satisfactory answer we were given as Kenyan citizens. And that is why it is our right to ask, because it is our tax that is going to facilitate all this. We want to know what kind of budget and approval was done at what level, without consultation of Parliament. And that is why we are saying, Azimio must continue with their demonstration because the Parliament has already been bought. Yes. It is the role of Parliament to do oversight, to legislate, and to operate checks and balance in the government. So Azimio must continue as the talks are underway on the table, and genuine talks, bringing the civil societies, bringing the clergymen. Sasa waseme, our civil society pia ni watu wa Azimio, ama the clergymen pia ni watu wa Azimio. Sisi tunataka maandamano iendelee. Hata baba alikosea kidogo, lakini yeye akishasema amesema. Alisema mpaka Ramadhani ishe, wacha tumpatie hiyo time na tuangalie genuine talks on the table, and to avoid chest thumping, because this government, it is just a replicant of the previous regime. Kimani Ichung'wah was in the other regime. And Ndini Nyoro was in the other regime. William Ruto was the deputy. He was the second in command. He has inherited the same government. Ni kama baba amekufa na wewe sasa ndio kijana mkubwa, wewe ndio umeshikilia hiyo boma. So he cannot give any excuse, because for the first 100 days he was given humble opportunity to reorganize the government. He should stop the blame game.